All right, so we're gonna do some internal rotation for our shoulder. So if we're in the side lying position, I just want my whole side body on the ground. I'm gonna reach my bottom arm out, just kind of reaching to the wall in front of me. And instead of being in this perpendicular space, or parallel space, I'm gonna bring it down just a smidge more, maybe like a 45. So I don't want it necessarily right out at my chin, but kind of pointed more towards a 45-degree angle. And then I'm going to bring my elbow up into a 90. So that's going to be key, is just kind of keeping this 90 degree here, not letting it come too close to the bicep. So once I find this position, I'm just going to start using my top hand to pull my bottom arm down into its deepest position, kind of feeling a stretch sort of on this posterior side of the shoulder and the delts maybe. When I'm bringing myself down, I'm only going as far as I can until I feel my shoulder want to pop off the ground. So the upper part of the arm should be in contact with the ground the whole time. So if you're kind of popping up at the back, you've gone a little too far. So we want to make sure we're not going into that. And once I find my deepest position, I'm just going to hang out for a few breaths here. Again, just kind of focusing on the tissue that I'm feeling the stretch on. So again, I'm feeling some of this backside stuff, but again, we're all working with different stuff, so it might be different. And as I'm in this breath work, I'm just trying to sink down into my deepest position. Again, making sure I've got that nice clean 90 at the elbow. And we'll do our pails and rails from here. So just note where you start, and ideally at the end of our pails and rails, maybe we get just a little bit deeper towards the ground. So we're going to take a breath in. The pails is going to be that long angle, so I'm going to start driving my bottom hand up into my top hand, but I'm not letting it move. So let's go ahead and start driving it up now at 10%. And we're going to start driving harder. Start ramping up as you slowly reach your safest, greatest effort. You're driving your your bottom hand up into your top hand, and I'm not letting the back of my shoulder pop off the ground. We're going to hold that for 10, 9, 8. I'm driving my bottom arm up towards the ceiling. Keep holding in that for 3, 2. Without changing anything, you're going to try to move your bottom hand away from the top hand, squeezing away from it, and you're holding that for 10. 9, so you're not using your top hand to push down, but you're actually just trying to move your bottom arm away from it. Keep holding that for 5, the shoulder's still on the ground. 2, you're going to take your top hand, put it on the bottom arm if you got deeper, and then you're just going to slowly relax, just kind of feeling if we sank just a little deeper, you're taking advantage going into that breath work. Go ahead and reset your 90 if you've got it, and then again, just make sure the whole shoulder and upper arm is on the ground. And we're just going to hit 2 more breaths before we hit our second set. So again, if you got deeper, your second set is going to be from that new space. And if not, we're just going to try to get deeper on this next one. So let's take 1 more breath in. And the action I'm going to make is driving my bottom arm up into the top hand, but don't let it move at 10%. 20, 30, 40, 50, you're just going to start finding your safest, greatest effort as you drive up, holding that for 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm driving my bottom hand up into the top hand as hard as I can. 2, and reverse. So pull your bottom hand away from the top hand, and you're just going to squeeze, trying to just make a hair of room here for 5, 4, keep squeezing. 2, if you made some space, you're going to capture that new space, sink into it for that breath work. So we got 4 breaths, and we're just going to hang out here, just kind of feeling the new depth that we got into. And again, just make sure that whole upper part of the arm is on the ground. We've still got that nice clean 90 at the elbow. Let's hit 2 more breaths before we come out. Whew. All right, so we can just slowly migrate out. Maybe you want to open it all the way up and just feel the blood get in there. Awesome. So after we kind of get some blood wiggled in there, we're just going to go in and capture a little bit of range. So if I take myself down into my passive range, meaning I was in that deep range that I couldn't go any further without my arm rolling off the ground, I'm going to come up just a hair. So my top arm is now my new lift-off point. So I'm not moving my top arm. I'm going to squeeze my hand away and then come back down. So I'm squeezing the bottom hand away from my top hand. I'm going to let it come back up. We're gonna be doing this for 60 seconds. So again, it's just a little bit of range. We're just strengthening and gaining more control over a little bit of that range that we opened up. Again, when I drive my hand down, I'm not letting my upper arm leave the ground here. And maybe let's shorten this range for the next 30 seconds. So move your top arm down. You're creating less space to move here, really getting into that end range. Let's keep that wrist nice and neutral. 90 in the elbow, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Ooh. Nice. All right. So one more thing we're going to do from here, eccentrics. So in this position, I'm going to be using my top arm to push my arm down to that deep range, but I'm going to resist, right? So my bottom arm is actually kind of resisting that or driving against it, but I'm going to let myself win. So don't be so strong that you lose to yourself. It's not cool. So again, upper part of the arm stays on the ground. Let's find this position here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my top hand. I'm going to go ahead and start pushing and find that resistance first. And then keep resisting, but let yourself win for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Even at the bottom, I'm still driving my bottom hand up. We're going to relax. Come back up to your starting point. We got 4 more. So start driving down. I'm resisting myself as I let myself win. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Come back up. Top hand drives down. We're resisting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Good. So the action I am actually trying to make is that. Go ahead and resist yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Again, just make sure the whole arm is staying on the ground. Go ahead and resist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. That's some goodness for that.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do me a huge favor and click on that like button below. And if you want to see more content like this, click on my face right here to subscribe so you don't miss out.